Welcome to Arizona Illustrated. I'm Tom McNamara. After a year of research and community collaboration, the internationally recognized Borderlands Theater is returning with its Barrio Story series. This time, they explore Barrio Anita, a neighborhood that's off the beaten path, rich with cultural history and ripe for this story to be told. Marc David Pinate and Milta Ortiz are the driving force behind Borderlands. Their vision for this exploration was born out of a desire to honor and celebrate Tucson's historic Mexican-American barrios. This is Barrio Anita from Borderlands.
We did a survey in November, along with coming to a bunch of community meetings, to really find out what was on the minds of residents of Barrio Anita. And the thing that came out highest was to get to know each other more. Neighbors wanted to get to know each other better. We tried to find as many ways to incorporate the neighborhood, to include neighborhood residents in the making of it, not just extracting stories from them. In the course of interviewing all these folks, we kept hearing about these backyard celebrations. And this is what people did before internet and probably really before TV took hold. And they would talk about being outside and cooking, there's all this food, and there was live music, musicians, and there was dancing, and it would go to the wee hours. And many people talked about this with big smiles on their faces. And so I was like, okay, well, let's try to recreate one of these backyard parties. We took all the videos when anybody mentioned a backyard party, all the oral history interviews. We put all those clips together and we projected them onto the tool shed there.
So a lot of them were they married within the barrio.
So as you walk in, you start to hear from the actual people what these parties were like, and then you keep going deeper in and get to experience a recreation of one. And then you get to hear the elders singing those old boleros. And then switch to a young person doing a poem, spoken word piece about the barrio.
For him here in Barrio Anita.
And what it means to them as young people.
Then how do I teach your niños to reach the promised land? You teach them that they are already here. And as they sit with the consejo, they notice the barrio yawn and open its eyes, and it gives the same buenos dias that it's given to our escuela and our abuela for years.
And then the final element was the people, the audience, just talking and enjoying themselves. The other big area of focus was with the 4 giant screens in the vacant lot.
So she was into those things that we take for granted.
That was just straight oral history, just wanting to collect those stories. And then once we had them, how best to present them. And you could gravitate to a certain screen and really focus in on these stories.
Some of the children that didn't get killed were sold as slaves in Mexico or given to rich families in Tucson to work as servants.
The mariachi stage was in honor of Davis Mariachi, which was the very first after-school mariachi program in Tucson in 1983. That program gave birth to all the other ones.
I was literally running around from place to place, making sure everything was where it was supposed to be. And even through my going back and forth really fast, I noticed beautiful things here and there. Like the video playing over the house.
Almost as if they had all come together to pose for this big photo.
I love seeing the pride. It really does create a cool vibe, right? That sense of ownership, this is our place, let's take care of it, let's be friends, let's talk to each other, let's populate our underutilized space, which is our neighborhood. If we're proud of where we come from, then we're better humans to each other, right? So at the end of the day, it helps for everybody to know their roots and to understand that they have history and that they have things to be proud of.
We're trying to create the most beautiful, the most aesthetically pleasing, the most professional, high production values as possible, but we're working in tandem with community. I can't just be an artist for art's sake. Like, there needs to be a real community building component to all of this. Otherwise, it's not for me.
These streets have held us together and 6 feet above and said, let's jump, let's dance, and never let go of this home.